everyone, welcome to a budget with me. I am really excited for this budget because not only are we going over my September spending and setting a plan for October as we normally do in my budget with me videos, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys a brand new budgeting tool that I've been using for the past month, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm really excited to get into the nitty-gritty of how cool this new tool is. So if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I've been using an Excel sheet for pretty much the past 2 years of my budgeting, and I've been sharing my budgeting with you guys for I think 3 years now. And you know, that Excel sheet and like manually inputting my spending and my transactions, it served me well, but I've been in the market for a new budgeting tool for a while because I want one that's more cohesive of all of my money. I wasn't able to track my investments or my savings accounts. I had to manually add my credit card totals with Venmo, with my debit card totals. And so I never felt like I was getting a full picture of my personal finances every month. On top of that, I wouldn't really revisit my budget except at the end of every month when I was filming these videos. And that's just not helpful. You know, if you're trying to be smart with your money and really stick to your budget, you need to be kind of keeping track throughout the month so that you know, oh, I'm getting close to going over my budget, or I've gone over my budget in this category, so I need to spend less in a different category. So I was really excited when Copilot Money reached out to me to try their tool. I've been trying it for a few weeks and I love it, so I'm really excited to share that this video is sponsored by Copilot Money. Copilot Money is a more personal approach to managing your money, and it is honestly one of the best personal finance tools I have seen. So I'm going to be sharing how I'm setting up my new budget for October in this app, how I use it. But even if you don't have Copilot Money, you have a personal finance strategy that works for yourself, that's great. You can still watch and learn from these videos because I just love sharing my personal finance journey, my savings goals, my debt payoff, my spending every month, because I feel like there's always ways to improve and grow when it comes to personal finance. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you an overview of Copilot real quick, and then we'll get into my September spending. For some of these clips of the platform, I'm going to be using demo mode, so it's not showing all of my money, income, and investments and everything. I like to share a lot with you guys, but not everything for safety reasons. So I'm going to go into demo mode to kind of show you an overview, and then we'll get into my actual numbers when it comes to my expenses. Okay, so this is the dashboard, and it gives you a quick look at your monthly spending, how you're doing on your budget compared to last month, or how much you have left to spend. You have assets versus debt here. So any debt accounts, like I have my student loans and my car debt payment linked here. So it's showing me how much I have in debt to pay off versus how much money I have in income, savings, and investments. It'll show you what's coming up in the next 2 weeks, whether you have a payday coming up or a subscription coming out. And then whenever you spend money on an account that you link to the platform, so credit card, debit card, Venmo, then it'll pop up in transactions. However, the app is really smart, and it can usually tell, like, oh, you went to the movies. Okay, we're gonna categorize that already as entertainment, or Chipotle, it's a restaurant. But sometimes you just have to edit it a little bit. I love this cash flow page because you can set any time period. I like looking at the year to date and seeing, okay, here's my net income. So yes, I make this much money a year, or I think I make that much money, but here's how much I'm actually taking home that I'm able to add to savings or, you know, use in the future, because, oh, I may think I'm making 60,000, but if I'm spending 40,000, I'm really only have a net income of 20,000. Here's where you'll link all those accounts. Again, this is demo mode, so not my accounts, but here's where you'll link all of them. You can also have a page for your investments. I love this. I was able to connect my Roth IRA and keep track of it there. I always forget to log into Vanguard and check to see how my Roth IRA is doing because I just have automatic payments set up. But now I can keep track of all of my money in one place. Here's where you'll set up those categories. And you can even track your reoccurring expenses like Spotify, car payments, all of that. Now that I gave you guys an overview, let's exit demo mode, and I'm gonna go into my budget. So I just went through Copilot and chose the categories that I spend monthly in. So things like restaurants, travel, clothing. And then I went in and adjusted the budget to match what I wanted. I am filming this mid-September, so I have a little bit more time to go, but I wanted to get this up for you guys for October so you could possibly use this platform for your own October budget. So I still have about 2 weeks left of spending in September, but this is good for me to look at because I'm like, oh, I'm in the orange here for my spending in restaurants, which means I'm getting close to my budgeted amount of $350 because I've already spent $264 of that in eating out this month. So, okay, maybe I need to cut back the second half of the month. For travel and vacation, I have a sinking fund of $150 that I put money towards every month. And then I also had to get a passport situated, so it went over a little bit. For clothing, I budgeted $300 and so far I've spent $152. What I like here too is when you click on the category, you can scroll down on the right and see, well, key metrics from the previous years as well, but also the individual transactions, which is so helpful because if you're like, wait, I don't remember spending that much. Oh yeah, I went and spent $360 at Aritzia in August. So you can easily like see the total and then go transaction by transaction too. For gifts, my best friend's birthday is this month. I've already spent $86 on some flowers for her and I'm gonna get another little gift. So I budgeted $150. I actually need to increase this because it is my friend Lucy and Bree's birthday, and Bree, my gift, I'll get her a little gift and go out to dinner for her birthday. So I'm gonna raise this actually to $250. Transportation, I like to just stay around $50 in gas, but I'm already over that. I spent $78. Entertainment, my budget is $75. I've spent $59 so far, just going to the movies, going to the zoo. For other shopping, so this is like Amazon, Target, all of that kind of stuff, book shopping, not clothing shopping. My goal is to spend $150. I'm only at $50, so we're in the green. Gym, that's just my class pass, which I pay $35 a month for. Beauty, this is gonna go over because I'm gonna get my nails done as well. So I budgeted $50. I got my eyebrows done, but we need to adjust. Edit budget. We're gonna make this $150 because nails are expensive. Groceries, as you guys know, I'm living at home right now, so my grocery bill is way less. I've budgeted $100 and I only spent $17 because I eat my family food. So, and then I still need to go through and edit some of these previous ones for like pet expenses. Some of my Amazon orders are like for pets. So I need to go in and adjust a few things, but overall, this is a really great glimpse at how I'm doing so far in September. I've spent $1,052 out of what I budgeted, which was $1,900. I just found this really cool button in Copilot that's called rebalance, because you guys know some months I'll budget more for groceries and will spend more in clothing. And so using this button, it doesn't affect your total budget for the month, but it's just balancing out all my numbers to give me some more spending room in categories that I will most likely spend more in. So it just raised my restaurant budget to $447. Clothing went up $12, gift went up $50. And so it helps give me a little bit more room and feel a little bit better that I'm spending the same amount of money that I intended to at the start of the month, but just allocating it in different categories. I love how easy to use the Copilot Money app is. Again, it gives, at a really quick glance, I can see how I'm doing with my budget. I want to talk about goals for a second because you guys know I have been on my debt payoff journey, and then also I started using sinking funds this year, where basically I have a set amount of money come out of my bank account every month for these sinking funds, like for travel and gift. And so I love how I can track these so easily here in Copilot too. This summer vacation one is really just my travel budget. I want to get to $1,500 by the end of the year. Right now I've had $902 saved. And so every month when I have that transaction of $150 go to my sinking fund, it'll give me a little bit of progress towards my goal here. Same thing for holiday gifts. I wanted to have some extra cash in savings so I don't have to pull out of my monthly budget for holiday gifts, because we all know Christmas and holidays can be super expensive. And so I want to save $500 by November 2025. I have $351 saved. So again, if I find that I just have an extra $50 or something one month, I can add it to these goals and track my progress right here in Copilot. As we are ending out September and before we go into October, I like to just kind of think about what I have coming up the next month. And so for me, I know I'm traveling half the month in October. Actually, I am going to Europe with my mom. I'm so excited. I'll be sharing more details soon. But that is, of course, greatly going to affect my budget. I may be spending nothing on groceries, but a lot more in transportation and eating out and shopping possibly. Meanwhile, I'm going to try not to have as many like Target and Amazon orders and just like random shopping. Like I'm going to be very specific with where my money goes while I'm traveling. I also like to think, like I said, about like birthdays coming up or things I may have to buy gifts for, or if there's any big entertainment things I want to do as we get into football season. Do I want to go to a football game? Do I want to go to the pumpkin patch? Like how much is that going to cost? And just taking account for everything that I want to do, because yes, I love budgeting. I love personal finance. I love having an idea of what's going on with my money, even if it maybe isn't the best or doesn't look the best. I still like knowing what's going on. And I do that so that I can enjoy my life and I can feel good about going out and getting a coffee with a friend or going to the pumpkin patch and having a fall day. And for me, having money goals and tracking my spending really helps me live the life that I want without living outside my means or without having like spending guilt. And if you're new to budgeting, don't go super intense your first month or you're gonna not enjoy it. Instead, get a tracking app like Copilot and just live your life normally and see where you fall, okay? See how you're doing, and then you can make smart money decisions from that data. And so if you guys wanna try Copilot for yourselves, I will have the link in the description to Copilot Money, and you can get a 2-month free trial by using the code Hannah2. I was really excited to share this with you guys today because I have been loving it and I think it could really help you with your own personal finances. So thank you so much to Copilot Money for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.